Welcome back to another Witcher lore video. I've decided to make today's video on Coën. So a lot of you who will have just played the games will probably not know who Coën is. You might have heard his name drop a couple of times in the games, but not much information is revealed about him or who he is. So I decided to make today's video on Coën. So to begin with, some basic information on this Witcher. So Coën was a Witcher who was said to be from Povis. He's not featured in the books that much, and in fact only appears in two events in the books. So the first event was that he wintered at Coën while Ciri was training there, and I class that as an event just because Ciri training at Coën is an incredibly important aspect of The Witcher 3, because if you think about it, she returns there and it's this big homecoming thing. She's like, oh, I'm back at Coën. So I'd class that as a pretty big event. When she was at Coën training, Coën was there and he was actually one of her good friends. And the second is that he actually took part in the Battle of Brenna, but I'll get into that later in the video. So he is actually said to look very unusual for a Witcher, and what I mean by this is that in the books it's described that he still retains his scars from childhood diseases, such as the chickenpox. It's clear that he's a little bit embarrassed by these scars as he tries his best to conceal them. For example, he's actually grown a beard to conceal the ones on his face, well, at least the lower half of his face. Another thing actually, his eyes were also said to be quite strange, and in the books actually described as having unusually pale yellow-green irises, and the whites of his eyes were riddled with red threads. So that effectively means, imagine if you saw him in real life, it would be like somebody with very strange looking Witcher eyes and then their eyes were just bloodshot all the time. It is then stated that this indicated a difficult and troublesome process during his mutation. So as I've said before in my Witcher Trials videos, a lot of kids don't survive the Witcher Trials, but a lot of them do survive, but they don't go through it that well, and it causes their body to be disfigured in a way. And that's what happened to Coën, I suppose you could say. So next, I'm going to move on to Coën's history. So not much is actually known about this Witcher's history. Us as the reader are only told that he comes from the north, and this is from Povis, and he is assumedly not from the School of the Wolf. And what I mean by this is that Geralt states that he comes from the north from Povis. At this point he's already a fully fledged Witcher. He's said to be about as young as Lambert, but it's clear that Geralt's never met him before his first winter, as Geralt describes it, at Coën, so he's clearly not from the School of the Wolf. So it's actually long been speculated which school this Witcher was from. A lot of people seem to think he's from the School of the Wolf, but just if you actually read the book and go through it, it's clear that he's not. One of the most common theories is that he's from the Cat School, and this is due to the fact that not only is he said to be more agile compared to the Wolf Witchers, but also because of his friendship with Lambert. So a lot of you may be confused by that. You may be thinking, why does him being friends with Lambert mean he's from the Cat School? And allow me to explain. So a lot of us Witcher fans have speculated that CD Projekt Red is of the mind of taking stories from the books and introducing them into their games in a different way. So for an example, think about the story of Syanna in The Witcher 3, and then also think about the story of Renfri in the books. If you don't know that story, go and watch my Butcher of Blaviken video and you'll understand what I mean. So you see that as an almost direct rip slightly changed into the games as one of their own stories, which I suppose you could say is a reference to the books for book fans, but it's also a cool way to get a good story. So, it's believed that possibly because Lambert had a cat Witcher friend in the games, and this was a Witcher known as Aiden, who dies, that is actually a reference to his old Witcher friend, who also dies at the Battle of Brenna, and this is of course Coën. As I'm saying, this is all speculation. Obviously CD Projekt Red and Sapkowski have no sort of reason to collaborate in any way. Possibly they might have asked where's Coën from, he might have said, oh, Cat School, and then they got that idea from that. Possibly not. It's all up in the air, we don't know, but that's, I suppose you could say, a possible reason that he could be from the School of the Cat. So yeah, this is all speculation and not confirmed, and it's actually believed by a lot of people that Coën is from the School of the Griffin. I actually didn't include him in my School of the Griffin video because personally I am incredibly unsure. If nothing's confirmed, I don't really want to include it, and if I do include it, I feel like it's kind of pointless, so I just kind of overlook the whole Coën thing. But to reiterate once again, it's never actually stated which school he's from. So in the first Witcher book, Blood of Elves, he is present throughout Ciri's time at Coën, and in fact they become fast friends. After Ciri leaves Coën, nothing is said about Coën until much later in the series. In fact, at one time Ciri actually touched Coën's arm and saw a vision of his death on a battlefield. This of course scares her greatly, as she knows when one of her friends is going to die. Obviously she doesn't know if it's true, but judging on the fact that it did come true, she probably had some inclination that that's what's going to happen to this person that I like. So Coën isn't in the books for a long time, but he next appears at the Battle of Brenna, where he's actually stabbed by a twin scythe. He does in fact live for a short while after this, so you could say that Ciri's vision was wrong, but I suppose it's just Ciri's vision shows the hit that actually killed him. And then Shani actually later recalls to Geralt that he died at the operating table, and she also cried. In the games, he's only actually mentioned briefly, and this is only when the gardener states that he found a silver sword belonging to Coën on the battlefield at Brenna. So this video is going to obviously be a short video. This character isn't a big character, but as I said, I want to cover every Witcher character, as I just love this series so much, and I feel like every character deserves a little video about them, big or small. So I'm going to include this at the end of the video. Some of you may be wondering why Coën was fighting in a political war, as witches are supposed to be neutral. And you know this, Geralt said it many times, we're witches, we're neutral. Obviously in the games you can decide not to be neutral, but throughout the books witches have stayed fairly neutral. I'd say fairly neutral, I'd say witches as a whole, you can kind of ignore Geralt on that fact. So it is widely thought by Witcher fans that Coën fought at the Battle of Brenna based on what Triss told the witches at Kaer Morhen. So if you've read Blood of Elves, you'll know that Triss had a go at the witches for not taking part in any political wars in any way, or help any side that they support or anything like that, and they just kind of lay back and watch, because they say it's not their fight. So she says that she thinks witches ought to be less neutral and help the side they believe in, and the only witcher that fully agrees is Coën. So perhaps what Triss said that day inspired Coën to go and fight in the Battle of Brenna, because he believed in helping the side that he supports. Obviously it led to his death, but at least he died honourably. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you've all enjoyed. It's been a bit of a quick video today, and I'm sorry about that, but it just happened that way. There's not a lot of information on this Witcher. I've included everything I can, even some little theories and things, so I hope that's enough for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I hope you've learned something new about this Witcher that you might not have known. And when you go into the Witcher games and you go in Kaer Morhen, and you can just picture Coën, that he was there. And actually, now I think about it, if you play The Witcher 3 and you see Ciri training at Kaer Morhen, Coën isn't there, which is kind of strange if you think about it, because Coën would have been there throughout her training. I guess you can assume that perhaps in that scene, Coën was just sort of in his room or something, or Geralt doesn't care about Coën, so he wasn't in his dream. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching today's video, guys. As always, be sure to follow my Twitter, be sure to follow my Twitch, as I post updates on Twitter and I play games on Twitch that you might enjoy. I plan to play the Batman Arkham series soon. That's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Bioshock, some other games. I might do Bioshock on here, actually, because that's a really good game. And if you're new and this is the first video you're finding on my channel, be sure to subscribe, as I do Witcher videos every other day, or at least I try to. I do some videos randomly, you know, I might do like a day off here and there. I might try and do a random fandom video every other week, so I hope you'll stick around for those sort of videos, as well as The Witcher, obviously. And if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop it a like, as that lets me know that you like these sort of videos, and it shows support that I'm so happy you do. So if you like the video, that's very, very kind of you, and thank you so much. And to end today's video, as always, a big thank you to the Patreon pledger. Recently, one of my current patrons actually upped their pledge from $1 to $30, which honestly is unbelievable. I got a message off them on Discord, and they said, hey, you know, I've got some more money recently, and I've decided that I'm going to up my pledge from $1 to $30, as I believe, you know, that I think you should have it and stuff. And I was like, thank you so much. I mean, that is such a kind thing to do, and I want to say a big thank you to him. You can see him on the list of names. Thank you all so much, and obviously a big thank you to everybody that donates on Patreon, and that's just amazing. Thank you all so much. And if you want to be a Patreon, be sure to check the description, go to the link, make an account, donate $1, it's awesome. Thank you guys. You get your name at the end of every video, and also you get to join the Grandmaster chat on Discord and have the Grandmaster rank on Discord. And you also get to find out what videos are a day early. And also, before I forget, be sure to join the Discord, as we got loads of Witcher guys on there. We've got loads of people joining. I set up a bot so it auto assigns you the Witcher rank now, so that should be cool, and I hope you all join that. But anyway, I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching, guys. You're all awesome. Have an awesome week, guys, and have a great life. See you in the next video, guys.